Welcome to the source. The source. Source. Hey, get the source.
Good morning. Ooh, my mic's a little loud. Testing. Let's turn that down. Testing. That's a little better. What's up? How's everyone doing? Hope you had a nice Wednesday. How did Toast do last night? I know he missed the Astros because the people in the Discord were talking about it. Do you have a good night? We went in. We capped a lot of football games yesterday, so I wasn't really paying too much attention to baseball. Yeah, this is like way off our schedule. I don't even know how many people are even going to be in here, but these games are starting at 20 minutes, so Toast is going to hop in a second to run through them real quick. It'll be like a speed round. What's up? What's up, Flex? Yeah, can you please ask Toast if he's starting to get nervous about his rookie? He's not. I can assure you he's not getting nervous about it. Or if he is getting nervous about it, he's pretending not to. How about that? Good morning. Nah, it's no worries. All right. It's no worry. No big deal at all. All right, we're live right now, actually. I'm putting you in. All right, he's in here, and like I said, these games start in 20 minutes. This is going to be like a speed round, so we're just going to go through them. First one, Tigers as a minus 290 favorite. I literally checked. I was like, that's got to be a typo. No, that's the price. That's how bad the Rockies are right now.
Yeah. Again, this is the same situation as yesterday. If you feel like you want to lay minus 140, minus 150 with minus 1.5 with the Tigers, be my guest. I think that a winner. I have no reason. Again, I keep on saying on this show the Tigers are playing really good baseball. Again, 7-3 their last 10, 14-6 their last 20. They're trying to make a playoff push. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, but they're putting themselves in a position to be viable in the last couple weeks of the season. Again, the Rockies are just a complete fade. I'm not paying minus 140 just to fade the Rockies. Again, if you wanted to put the Tigers in a parlay piece or something, you're probably going to be okay. But do you really want to lose a parlay piece on a Tigers bet at minus 300? I mean, that's what you got. That's the question you have to ask yourself. I can't get there. So, like I said, it's a pass for me.
Someone asked in the comments about the South Alabama game. We didn't take a full look at it, but there was a trend I saw. I actually saw it on Wager Talk show. Teams that lose outright in weeks 1 and 2 as favorites have a really nice hit rate in week 3. So that describes Florida State. I am on Florida State. And that also describes South Alabama. They're 0-2. In both games, they were favorites. So teams that get upset the first 2 weeks of the season have a very high hit rate in week 3. That being said, I haven't taken a full look at the South Alabama game, but there's a trend for you if you were looking to place a bet. Poll is all over the Tigers, as you would expect it, 83% to 6%. That's like
Trust
the
me,
most.
I was trying to find a way to get to the Rockies, but it's just really hard to fade Scuba right now.
Yeah. All right, next game up.
And the Rockies are literally not scoring runs.
Yeah, that seems to be an important part of winning baseball games.
Yeah.
All right, we got Reds, Cardinals, Sonny Gray at home. Junis 4-0, 2.82 ERA for Junis.
Yeah, this is kind of an easy one for me. I know this might sound crazy, but Reds first 5, money line plus 130. First and foremost, I've made it clear on this show, and when anybody that's talked to me, I'm not a fan of Sonny Gray. I know that he has been pitching pretty decently. I will give him that. And there's a huge but, he's faced this Reds lineup twice this year. It's went 9 1/3 innings, given up 12 hits, 12 runs, 9 of those runs being earned. And again, I say that because I have a spot where with this Reds team that continues to play well. They lost a heartbreaker yesterday. But in a game which like I said, I thought that Lance Lynn would pitch well. I felt like it was somewhat of a coin flip, and exactly what I thought would happen happened. St. Louis had an advantage in the bullpen, and they ended up winning in the 8th inning in 2-1. And after scoring it was like the bases loaded. They intentionally walked Arenado, whatever. But my point is that it's not like St. Louis is doing like anything impressive over the last week and a half or so to make you want to bet that team or lay minus 140 with them. Yesterday, and I'm in the same spot here today, Jacob Junis has pitched extremely well for the Reds. His last 3 starts with the Reds, or his only 3 starts for the Reds, however you want to look at it, Minnesota, Grimace, and Oakland. And he went 4 innings, 1 run against Minnesota, 4 innings, no runs against Oakland, 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, or no runs against the Mets. So I don't have any reason to believe that Jacob Junis isn't going to pitch well here today. And you're taking a look at a St. Louis offense that's been kind of dead over the last week. Total runs scored 2, 0, 4, 2, 1, 3, 7, 1, 14, 6. I mean, they went off against the Yankees. They had 1 crazy game against Milwaukee, and then went 12 innings where they scored 7 runs. And besides that, it's less than 2 runs a game pretty much for the Cardinals right now. So the Cardinals aren't scoring. So to get the Reds at plus 130 in the first 5, I know we're getting that price because of Sonny Gray, but that price is way off to me. So yeah, I played the Reds in the first 5.
Well, JD Kong likes the under in this game. This is Bailey says Skubal 8.5. Oh, he's taking Skubal under 8.5 strikeouts. I mean, I don't really pay attention to this. I'm not paying attention to baseball, period, right now.
I don't pay attention to strikeouts either, really.
I feel like I want to add that to the sheet because there was one time, I think it was it Lindy who hit a bet, and it was a game I passed on, and one of the angles that he said, he was like, this is a strikeout pitcher against a team that doesn't strike out. And I thought that was, like, I want to add that to my sheet. Because if it's a pitcher that relies on missing bats and it's a team that doesn't miss bats, it's almost like I don't care what some of the other advanced metrics say.
Exactly. And I think that's going to really, I think that stuff like that can really hit home when you get a team like Cleveland. Remember when Cleveland was like never striking out? Nobody was striking out. So you got them not striking out plus a guy that's maybe weak against lefties. And you're like, oh my God, this is like a smash spot.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that'll be on next year's sheets. But all right, next up we got Oakland on the road at Houston. Your boys on the mound, Framber, Mitch Spence.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me check. I gotta make sure we'll see what the number is now. I played first 5 under 4.5 last night and sent it out to everybody. It's probably 4 now, I would guess. Oh no, it's still 4.5. You can still get it. So yeah, first 5 under 4.5 minus 120. If you have to pay a little juice for it. But I actually really like this play a lot. To be honest,
5 under, you said?
Yeah, first 5 under 4.5. I've said it over and over again. Framber's back. He's all the way back. You don't have to worry about Framber anymore. I will say I don't love the fact that he's went his last 14 innings without giving up a run. But at the same time, you can pull it all the way back to his last 4 starts. 3 of the last 4 have been shutouts. The one previous to that, 4, if you go even back, the 5th one, he only gave up 1 run. So Framber's back. So I expect him to pitch well here today against an Oakland team that he faced earlier this year, went 7 innings, 2 hits, and no runs. Like I said, and then Mitch Spence is, I guess some people were asking me last night about the wild card. Mitch Spence is pitching really good for the Oakland that nobody wants to talk about. I'm not trying to make a case that Mitch Spence is some star, but you take a look at Mitch Spence's last 7 starts. He had 1 bad start against the against the Rays at home. And if you even consider this a bad start, so be it. But he went 7 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, struck out 10 guys. Like, most major league teams will take that. And besides that, Grimace got to him, but he looked really good against the Dodgers, on the road in Toronto, on the road in Cincinnati, on the road in Texas, and at home against Detroit. And again, I keep on saying, Detroit is a good baseball team right now, so that gives me a lot of confidence that Mitch Spence is pitching well, especially, like I said, over his last 3 starts. So we have 2 starting pitchers that really are pitching extremely well right now, and then we have 2 lineups that are kind of watered down. I mean, look at the Houston lineup. You're not going to have Altuve in the lineup, which is a huge piece for them. The bottom of that lineup is Singleton, Myers, Hayward, and Dubon. I mean, so Oakland has been good against lefties, but at the same time, I would lean Oakland at this price because for whatever reason, the Houston Astros just can't get over this Oakland team. But either way, I expect runs to be very, very scarce here today. So it would be first 5 under. I did bet first 5 under.
First 5 under. I actually was just peeking at the slate while you were talking. We'll get to it in 3 games, but tell me the Mariners money line isn't a play at minus 140.
Yeah, probably. I was going to play over 6.5. We'll get there anyway.
I mean, Mariners are in the spot. This game against the Rangers, they need to take it or their season's over.
Yeah.
And the Rangers are just trash. So there's that.
And they haven't. We'll get there.
All right, next up is Marlins Nats. First of all, I just want to extend some courtesy and show some respect to this Washington Nationals team to come out and do what they did. Just put the Braves in their place, the place that the Braves belong, in the basement. Give the Grimace a 1-game lead on the wild card spot. Nationals. Nationals. I just want to say that your efforts aren't forgotten. I'll remember this. I'll remember this next year. I'll always remember that. Good win.
If we're doing that, I just want to say shout out to Grimace.
Yeah.
Those 9th inning heroics yesterday was absolutely electric.
Well, it's. I'm almost used to it with this Grimace team. It's so magical. Every single day, it's just magical.
And I kept saying, too, in the Discord, I said, the Mets are going to win. The Grimace will Grimace, and the Toronto bullpen will be the Toronto bullpen. They'll stay elite, and sure as shit, they did. Hell yeah.
Yeah, do the Mets have the best record in baseball in the last couple of months? They might.
No. Well, no. Arizona does. I know that. For sure.
No.
Well, actually, you know what? After the last week or so,
the Mets are only 2 games back of Arizona. The Mets were in the second to last place in the NL.
Yeah, I'd have to look. Actually, I'm sure it's very, very similar. I would assume that.
All right. So anyway, we got a guy named McCoffin.
Yeah. Ooh, I don't know.
McCall.
Let's just call him Darren. Let's just go with Darren.
Darren's on the mound. Make it a road start.
Oh, Darren.
Mitchell Parker as a minus 180 favorite.
It be Miami or pass here. There's just no way in hell I can lay that juice with Mitchell Parker. I do feel like that number is a price like that for a reason, but I kind of wanted to play Miami, but it's just really hard. I don't really know much about this pitcher. I'm not going to try to act like I do. And he's only been going 4 innings. He hasn't made it past the 5th inning in any of his starts this year. So then you're going to have to deal with the very, very bad Miami bullpen. So again, if you really wanted to play a team, Miami, maybe a Miami team total over 3.5 or something like that, but it's going to end up being a pass for me. But Mitchell Parker has been pretty damn bad. Pittsburgh hit him up. The Cubs hit him up. Philadelphia hit him up. The only reason that he looked good against the Yankees is because, like I keep on talking about, the Yankees can't hit left-handed pitching, as we saw Cole Reagans go in there and throw a masterpiece last night in Yankee Stadium. And Mitchell Parker, the only other good start that he had was Colorado, which, again, we talked about earlier. They're not hitting the ball out either. So, it's Miami or pass. Emphasis on the pass.
And strong emphasis on the pass part of that. All right. I think I'm going to bet Seattle. We're 2 games away. I don't know. I'm eyeing it up. First, let's talk about the Yankees. Nestor Cortez. Now, in the past, Nestor Cortez is a guy that I'm down to bet in Yankee Stadium. It's away from Yankee Stadium. I don't really trust him. But I haven't been capping baseball, so I don't even know if that trend has held true.
It has. He had a bad start against St. Louis, and he had a weird start against the Angels at home. But I'm going to back him here today. Yankees first 5 run line minus 125. Very hefty price. But one thing with Nestor is he came out of the bullpen last week, and he didn't say he's very savvy with the media, so he didn't say that he was pissed off or anything. But you could kind of tell that.
Who's this?
Nestor Cortez.
Okay.
You could tell that he was really surprised that they had him do that and come in and relieve. So I think you're going to get a very good Nestor Cortez here today against a Boston team that, again, I continue to talk about. They are deader than dead. So I did feel that they were going to possibly win yesterday, like I said, and they won in a walk-off because Tyler O'Neill hit a 3-run shot.
Yeah, I saw that.
In the 10th inning. So, but again, you go into the 10th inning scoring 2 runs, you're not going to win very many Major League Baseball games. So again, they had that one blow up. We'll just go through it really quick. Last 10 games for Boston, runs scored 5-3, 12, 2-7, 3-3, 3-2, and 1. And then another one after that if you want to go 11 out. So this team is just not scoring runs. So Nestor Cortez's last couple starts against them, had one this year at home. He looked really, really good. And then another one a couple years ago, they looked really good. But Cooper Criswell is another guy that I don't really trust. Again, I'm not really in love with this Yankees lineup, but it is a right-handed pitcher in Yankee Stadium. They didn't have to travel. They're coming off a huge win. I think the Yankees' first 5 run line's a really good play here today. So minus 125, I'm more than happy to pay the juice.
As far as the full game goes, I know the Yankees bullpen has been terrible, but it's not like Boston's bullpen is anything to fear. Are you just protecting yourself against a blown save?
I don't trust the Yankees bullpen at all in any way, shape, or form. Not to mention Luke Weaver, Jake Cousins, all 2 of the last 3 days, Tommy Cahill, Clay Holmes yesterday. They all went. Like I want nothing to do with them.
All right. So maybe if the Yankees are up 5-0, live bet Boston plus 4.5 or some shit.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Next up.
I mean, Yankees fans are so delusional that they're like trying to make Luke Weaver into this like psychopath, John Rocker, crazy guy. And it's just not going to work, guys. No one's afraid of Luke Weaver. We can move on.
Is he is he crazy? I don't understand.
No, he just does like, yeah. And now like all like the Yankee fans are like, this guy's crazy. He's our closer now. We don't have a closer, but he's our closer now.
Is he the closer?
I guess he's. I don't know. They don't have a closer. It's a committee. Clay Holmes has been relegated to middle relief. Weaver, God. Cousins, and Mr. Tommy is going to be taking over the duties. But like I told,
how are you going to win a playoff series with no closer?
I've been saying this about the Yankees since the beginning of the season. So if Clay Holmes is your closer, you don't have one. So. Closers are like quarterbacks. If you got 2, you got none. So
someone said since the All-Star break, the Mets have 31 wins, Arizona 33. But the Mets hot streak started before the break, though. Grimace,
that's why I was saying you'd have to look at
Grimace won like 15 out of 17 before the break. So I would imagine the Mets since Grimace threw the first pitch, I think the Mets have the best record in baseball. Just saying. All right, we got Pepe Le Pew on the mound in Cleveland here. He throws with his right hand. Rays plus 122. Oh, no, the Rays are dead, according to Toast.
Wow,
we're polling 57. The viewers are taking the Rays. There's a lot of people in the comments taking the Rays. Drewski says Rays first 5 month line. Someone said Tripsy says Gavin strikeouts. You got to say over or under, brother. We don't know what that is. So yeah, it looks like the viewers like the Rays here.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel this game is like really hard for me because you have 2 teams that I don't really trust right now. I mean, it's really hard for me to put a whole bunch of stock into Cleveland. I mean, they're 7-3 their last 10, but they just beat up on the White Sox and they had a couple decent wins against the Royals. But I don't trust Gavin Williams. I guess that's my issue. And this Rays team has been somewhat formidable over the last week or so against like Philly. I mean, I understand they lost all those games, but they were all close games. So again, I would need a big plus price like they are today to back them. It would only be raise or pass for me. Pepe Le Pew has actually been somewhat decent, I guess. I mean, I guess for his standard, he's been decent. He had one bad start on the road in Seattle, but he looked good in Oakland. He looked good in Baltimore, and he had some good home starts in there. Seattle, he didn't look good at all, but he did face Cleveland earlier this year. He went 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits and no runs. So it would only be the Rays, but they're still not there. They lost Uketa or however you say his last name, the kid that plunked Castellanos. And he's like their best arm in their bullpen. And now you're looking at Rodriguez 2 of the last 3 days. Rasmussen went 32 yesterday. Kelly, another guy that's meaningless, no-name guy, went 3 of the last 4 days. So they're literally pretty weak in that bullpen. So Again, I want to lean Rays. I lean Rays at the price, but I'm just not going to be able to bet it.
Okay. And like I said, the viewers like the Rays as dogs here. It's not overwhelming. It's 51%, 38%. But usually Cleveland at home, our viewership hates the Rays. Every time I take the Rays on this show, everyone's like, "You're an asshole, Sauce." So
part of me, honestly, part of me really wanted to take Cleveland here just because of how good. I mean, they're 43-25 at home. This team just is a different animal when they play in Cleveland. But they're coming home from a 9-game West Coast road trip. Well, Kansas City, LA, Chicago, now Cleveland, without a day off. So it's
Oh man, I put up a poll.
Not to mention, sorry, I forgot to mention the other thing. Cleveland's bullpen taxed among Bolivian. I mean, they're going to use them. We all know that, but it's really bad. So,
wow, maybe that is a Ray spot.
Yeah,
but now let's go.
Happy LePew. So
it's not letting me submit a poll here, guys. I don't know why, but whatever. Anyway, Mariners. I like it. I'm down to bet the Mariners here. Seattle is only 3.5 game back of the division. So as much as we've been talking shit about the Mariners, they're not out of it yet. And Houston just dropped a couple. So there is still a window for the Mariners to get back into that division race. And the Rangers are trash. They got a guy making his MLB debut on the mound. But the problem is the total's at 7. So clearly odds makers aren't expecting the Mariners to get to this rookie pitcher making his MLB debut.
Hold on. It's not just some rookie pitcher. It's Kumar Rocker.
Who gives a shit? He's never pitched before.
I know, but he's so highly touted. Like, he's the guy that the Mets drafted.
Take the Rangers then.
I don't want to take the Rangers. I want to play over 6.5. But I just wanted to make sure that the audience knew that he wasn't some regular rookie. That's all I wanted to say. This is the same guy that dominated at Vanderbilt, got drafted by the Mets, had some injury concerns, went back into the draft. Texas scooped him up right away. And now here he is making his Major League debut. I mean, I watched a 20-minute video last night on his slider, and I mean, there's people that think he already has the best slider in Major League Baseball. So,
Paul Skeens move over. Here comes Kumar Rocker.
Paul Skeens doesn't really throw a slider like that. He throws a splinker.
Yeah, but I'm saying this guy is better than Skeens.
No, they're talking about just the pitch movement.
Well, the way
itself.
you just gassed him up, like the best prospect, isn't that
He's
Skeens?
very highly touted. I mean, this is why.
So was Bryce Young with the Panthers. We've all seen the tragic end of that.
That is so bad. That was just.
Trust me, I know.
My point being is that I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that he wasn't just some random guy from the PCL coming up to make a spot start. Like, this is a big deal for Texas. This is a big deal for all of that. But that being said, over 6.5. If it's, I don't know, probably at 7 now. You can probably still get 6.5 on DraftKings or plus money at 7.5. But I just don't really like. I just feel like that number's too small. Like, this Seattle team, I know that they win through their pitching, but their lineup over the last couple of weeks has been, a top 10 offense. And I know that sounds crazy, but the numbers don't lie. I'm not trying to make a case that I trust this Seattle offense, but over the last 14 days, they're third in WRC plus, 5th in OPS, 4th in WOBA. And even if you go back 30 days, they're still 8th in WRC plus. So this team this team has been scoring some runs. Again, what do we get from Bryce Miller at home? He's had a couple good ones. He's had some bad ones. But I don't really like the fact that the Rangers have hit him extremely well. He hasn't had a home start against the Rangers, so I will give him that. But he's faced the Rangers for 10 total innings, and he's given up almost 15 runs against this team. So this team sees him extremely well. So
how many of those starts were in Seattle, though, and how many were in Arlington?
0.
They're all in Arlington. Bryce Thriller can pitch in this ballpark.
I understand that. I have no reason. I'm not trying to talk you off Seattle at all. That is no way.
I'm betting the Mariners.
Yeah, I'm not. There's no way. No way I'm trying to talk you off the Mariners. I think Seattle has a starting pitching advantage. I think Seattle has a bullpen advantage as well. I know that Munoz has been shaky at best, and he went last night. But all those Mariners had multiple days off prior to that. And to be honest, I know that Kirby Yates was an all-star for Texas, but he does not really grade out as an all-star closer for me or a good closer for me. So, I lean Mariners, but I like the over 6.5 more. I thought that was just too small. So,
someone's in the comments is saying that I need to put some respect on Kumar Rocker's name.
Well, he hasn't thrown a pitch yet.
He hasn't thrown a pitch. And someone else says, Fear the Deer, says rocker Tommy John hasn't thrown over 72 pitches or went past 5 frames. He will be limited.
Yep.
Mariners the fuck up.
Yeah, like I said.
All right. Well, we got one more game. Oh, no, it's Birdsong. I saw Shipley shared a bet in this one. I don't know if he was being sarcastic, but
Shipley tailed me on the over.
Oh, you have the over? He was saying he took Brewers alt team total over 6.5 or something.
Shut up, Shipley. Jesus Christ.
He said it. I don't know if he was kidding. Just making fun of Birdsong. I'm sure he did.
He's the king of those huge bets. And
I know.
It's only got to hit 15% and you're making money. And he's been doing that.
If a team goes up 8-0, just know that Shipley probably live bet the other side.
Yeah.
I wish we could track that. When a team goes up 4 or more runs, is it profitable to just blindly live bet the team that's down? I would love to see data on that.
Yeah, because the pricing would be just absolutely
it's impossible to. You would have to put something in place to track it because it's impossible to find out what the odds were at a specific point. After the events happen, so you need to go into the season saying I'm going to track this year.
Yeah.
So we got Brewers on the road in San Francisco. You said you like the over?
Yeah, over 7.5. I just want to check and see what it's at right now. It's probably at 8. No, it's still sitting at 7.5. Matter of fact, it's even worse than I got it. I got it at 7.5 minus 120. It's 7.5 minus 110 across the board. Do not care at all. We have Hayden Birdsong and Frankie Montas on the mound. I love Hayden Birdsong. I'm not ready to give up on him yet, and there's a huge but behind this. The control is an issue right now. 5 walks his last time out, 4 walks, 3 walks. So that's an absolute issue. Not to mention the fact that with those walks comes that he doesn't stay very long into the game and his pitch count goes up. And then we're going to have multiple shots at that San Francisco bullpen that's been so bad for so long this year, which gives me a lot of praise or a lot of hope that Milwaukee can score. And then on the other side, Frankie Montas is on the mound, who has been a kind of a gas can for Milwaukee or Cincinnati before he got traded. I mean, he's going out there and giving you 6 innings, but he's given up 4 runs every single time he's going out there. His best start, he had one good start in St. Louis where he went 7 innings, didn't give up a run. Every other one of his starts over his last 7, 8, 9 starts, he's given up 3 runs or more. And all of those. So he also faced this Giants team earlier this year against the Reds in San Francisco, went 4 2/3, gave up 7 hits and 5 runs. So I understand that these teams aren't really offensively mindful, I guess. But at the same time, we're getting, 7.5 with these 2 starting pitchers. It's a decent day in San Francisco. The wind's blowing directly out. Again, it's not a huge play of mine, but I did bet this. I kind of like it a lot. And if I'm wrong, so be it. But I still feel like that number's wrong at 7.5. Does it bother me a little bit that San Francisco put up 13 last night? A little bit, and there's a little bit of but behind it. San Francisco's been scoring runs, 13, then a 2 spot, but then a 7, a 6. So starting to score runs, especially after that Padres series, which was pretty impressive. So that Padres pitching staff. So again, that number moved against me. I don't really care. I'd still play over. All
right. Let's do a quick community parlay. We haven't done the community parlay in a couple days because of the football previews. So let's go ahead and run one. We got 8 teams. One of these games is about to start. So let's get this down quick. All right. So we got Tigers money line.
Can I just say that I'm not going to name names, but I love the people in the Discord that just fade certain people on Twitter.
I know.
It is my favorite. I look down and they're all like, "Oh, this team, the Bills are cooked." And they're all betting yes.
I know. You think this person has an impact on the game?
Oh, this is so good.
Bills are cooked.
And that's all I saw is cooked and then double cooked. It was just,
Bills
man.
are cooked. Cooked! Oh, shit. It's freaking has. All right, so first and second place are going to get in. It's going to be Tigers and somebody. Who's going to break the tie between Cardinals and Astros? I'm going to give it 5 more seconds. There's only 22 votes. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think it's Astros. So the community parlay is Tigers money line, Astros money line. There's the first 2 legs. And then we got Yankees money line, Rays money line. They voted for Tampa. Rangers, Mariners money line. And did they vote for the Giants? No, they voted for the Brewers. Brewers money line. All right. What are the last 2 legs of this community parlay? Let's get it done quick because, like I said, that Scooble game starting. Oh my God, it started. Shit. Whatever. Damn. You can insert the live line in it. My bad.
Did you actually bet Dolphins ML?
No, I didn't actually bet it yet, but like, I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably bet it for fun, but I don't know. It's too coin flippy, and I honestly think the under would probably be the best play. But I think I'll go Dolphins money line. It's just not a great game to bet. I like the college game more, even though that's a small bet as well. It's Yankees and Mariners in blowout form. Tigers money line, Astros money line, Yankees money line, Mariners money line is the community parlay.
Oh, can't do Tigers. Yankees.
Oh, you can't do Tigers?
Yeah.
So I'll put who got second place. Cardinals. Put Cardinals in there instead of Tigers because the Tigers game started.
Yankees, Cardinals, Astros, Mariners. On the short one, Astros, Mariners, Cardinals. Oh, there it is. It is plus 492 or 500, plus 500 on FanDuel.
Plus 500. Community parlay is Astros money line, Yankees money line, Mariners money line, Cardinals money line. We'll be back at me and Prop Beaver will be back at 4 p.m. to do the NFL game. Then we'll do the college game, and then I have some guests coming on to go through some more college games for Saturday. So I'll see you later if you're coming back to talk some football. If not, have a good day.